Pull up in the big man range, straight to the stage.
All right. What's up, people? We're back. Another episode, Smoking Tingz podcast, right here at the Smoking Tingz Smoke Shop at 1705 North Capitol Street, Northeast. You already know what the deal is. All your adult goodies and treats and candies and whatever you need, we got it here. Come see us during the week, every day till 9 p.m. But with no further ado, we have a special episode today with our brother Kas. We're going to get to the introductions in a minute, get to his background story and all of that. But as always, my name is Ebou Taal at Ebou Taal. I'm Black, I'm African, I'm a Virgo as always. And to my left,
Jane Doe, if you're nasty.
Yeah. And then we got Big Bro. We're going to skip Kas for now.
Big Rob, 5826. Keep it knocking. I might let you in.
Both. Where's my drop?
And then y'all. Straight up. The Virgo joint hard. You lay out crazy. That's why I keep it simple, man. Y'all know who it is. Your boy Eddie B, man. Exclusive E, man. International E.
Let's go. And our last introduction is our special guest, our brother. He's a fashion designer. He's a up and coming mogul, stylist for the celebrities and everybody else. My brother from New York, heavily connected in DMV area. We've known each other for a long time. Kenny Kas Flanagan. What up? Welcome to the show, brother.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. We've been talking about it for a minute. I think since season 1.
Say less.
But your travel has been crazy. But you just moved back into the area. Welcome back. So let's just get into it, man. Like, start from the beginning. Born in New York.
No.
Oh, you weren't born in New York.
No,
I thought you were born in New York.
Nah.
Okay.
I was born in D.C.
See?
Oh, you did say that. I didn't know that. I did know that.
I was born in D.C. at Walter Reed Hospital. So I always tell people, just to be this politically correct, I was born in D.C., prepared in D.C., but I was raised in New York.
Gotcha.
I don't know how I like that.
You gotta like it.
I'm just being honest. You a homie.
Hey.
5'7", right?
I got the best of both worlds.
He the opposite of me then.
Yeah, right. I got the best of both worlds,
He
B.
the opposite of me.
Wow, man, I got to live with
So
it.
you were how old when you went up to New York?
I was a baby.
Okay, so you were like for real.
Yeah, I was a baby. Like, I was born at Walter Reed Hospital.
See?
And then we got transferred and went straight
He was a
over
war baby.
went to Harlem
Baby.
Hospital.
Yeah.
And then back and forth. Family lived here. Family in New York, and just back and forth. And then I got in a little bit of, situation. And I had to come back to DC in the 80s, stay at my grandma's, which really was worse than New York when I came here in the 80s. That was a murder capital.
Yeah.
That was the peak of crack, cocaine, and the epidemic and going on in here. So I was like, my damn, you brought me down into the jungle. I could have stayed in New York.
Nah, that's facts.
Like, real talk. That's when I got introduced to go-go.
Right.
How you like that?
So it's a funny story, right? So check this out. So my homies from Coolidge, we were all going out. And he was like, yo, there's a party. There's a go-go at Coolidge. I'm like, bet. Then I said, damn, I'm saying to myself, a go-go at Coolidge.
You ain't even know what it
Bad. So he's like moving. We were going, when we get there, it's like packed. I mean, it's packed. And I was like, yo, B, where we get the ones at? It's like, what?
Oh, you thought go-go dancers.
That's what we, in New York, that's what we call it. We call them go-go dancers.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about? I said, yo, how we get the ones? He was like, fool, this is go-go here is a band. And that day I was introduced to Chuck Brown, Trouble Funk, Lil Benny, who else? Proper Utensils, and it was one more. It was another band, and it was in Coolidge.
Yeah,
we would go from one side of the gym, play, then the next band be ready, we walk to the other side of the gym.
It wasn't the Caulfield House when y'all was there, was it? Was it Caulfield House?
Nah, we was in Coolidge.
Jim called the Caulfield House, like Coolidge Colts?
It was before they before they made it Williams with the new one.
I got you, okay.
It was the old gym.
Okay.
So man, that's how I was like, okay, say less.
Nice.
My man.
All right, so you're DMV for real.
Yeah, man.
All right, so then we go back up to New York after a while. You graduated from Coolidge?
Graduated from Coolidge, played ball. So I went to University of Georgia. I went to Georgia Military College in Milledgeville, Georgia. Played ball up there 2 years. Then I got picked up for UGA. I was All-American my freshman, sophomore year there, but I had to do my obligations for Uncle Sam.
That's right.
So I went into the military. And I was
How long was your commitment? How long was your commitment?
2 years. I got kicked out. The general there called me a nigga and spit in my face, and I broke his jaw.
That'll do it.
Business.
So I got kicked out.
Gotta move to the head of the line, no
Then I
question.
Went to University of Georgia. My mom's got sick and had cancer. Passed away. That messed my head up. I got in trouble.
How old were you at that point? You went to the college.
I went to Georgia Military College in 85.
Okay.
Then from 85, 87, went to military, went to school. This is all before 2000.
So you was a military brat.
No, not really. Because after me playing ball, I was dancing. So I danced with Salt and Pepper for 7 years.
Okay, I got you.
So I'm in the Push It video.
Right.
No.
So I'm one of the original dancers for Salt and Pepper.
How'd that even happen? From Georgia to...
That's what I was about to say.
So everybody knew I was a dancer and an artist. Like I dance. Like I was that dude. I was that dude so tight that
You still be breaking it out every once in a while when we
not
out.
like I used to. Go ahead, stop it. Cut it out.
Let some black
But,
coffee play.
Crazy Legs he anointed me with his name. That's how ill I was. So I got with Salt and Pepper because my friends, I was in DC hanging around Diddy and them up at Howard. Diddy was interning with Uptown.
Yeah.
So we would sneak on the train to go back and forth for New York for 2 years.
Wow.
And I was dancing with Salt and Pepper, and he was interning with Uptown. Yup.
Harrell and them, yeah.
So we would sneak on the train. I would hide in the cargo, and he would hide in the bathroom. And we did that for 2 years on the Amtrak.
That's crazy.
Sneaking back and forth, coming from DC. He going to DC to Howard, everything going back and forth. We did that. And then we used to hang out at a club here called Kilimanjaro.
I remember that. No, I remember hearing of it.
Yeah, Kilimanjaro. And then he left, stayed with Uptown, and then I ended up staying with Salt and Pepper, and we run into each other on tours.
That's dope.
And then I ended up dancing with DJ Cool here in DC, Father MC, Stacey Lattisaw, Dougie Fresh.
Lattisaw.
And then I sat in with Scoop and Scrap when we did the Soul Train show with Don Cornelius. I sat in with Scoop and Scrap dancing with Big Daddy Kane.
Wow.
That's dope.
Yeah,
My man
that's a hell of a resume. We didn't even get to the fashion
See,
yet.
I was young. I was
out, man.
listening to Father.
Hey, listen, man. When you trying to figure out what you do a lot.
Yeah, no facts.
Like it sounds like a lot, but if you really sit back and thought about what you did until you actually did what you love, it would be a lot.
Yeah.
So you feel
especially when you're
you feel like dancing was your passion. I apologize. You feel like dancing was your passion, or you feel like designing was your passion? Which one would you consider to be, or you think you progressed?
I feel like dancing opened the door for me to do what I was supposed to do, which is fashion.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I started making clothes for Salt and Pepper. I started making clothes for DJ Cool. And I started doing things like all the graffiti back in the day.
Gotcha.
I was doing that in the 80s. I was putting graffiti on jeans, all of that stuff. It's out there. You can see it. It's out there.
How did you get the bug? Like, was it family?
My mother.
Okay.
So my mother used to dress the Commodores, Lionel Richie, and LTDs.
Oh, so it's ingrained in you.
And then, she worked at a bank. And then we came to DC, she worked at Riggs Bank on F Street.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's called the Riggs Hotel now.
Facts. So like I got the bug came from her, but she was a stylist. I learned how to sew. I taught myself how to sew. So I used to go, my mom used to buy me fabric and I kept fucking, can I cuss on
Yeah,
here?
of course.
Oh, okay. I kept fucking
got
it
an
up.
FCC.
PG-13.
So I kept fucking up the fabric. She's like, look, I'm not gonna keep buying you this fabric and you tearing it up. So I was like, look, why don't you do this? Take me to thrift store, consignment store. So I would go buy gowns, jackets, coats, suits. I would go buy them. She's like, what you doing that? I cut them open. I see how they made it. And then I mimic it on the sewing machine. And that's how I learned how to sew.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's how I learned how to sew. I didn't get any formal training. I didn't get no real training until I live with Yves Saint Laurent.
Yeah, that's what's gonna get too nice. I know you had some
Whoa.
mentors along the way. He's
He
gonna
said
get
something big at that.
Yeah, he's gonna get into it. He's gonna tell the story.
Yeah, that's another whole
I gotta
story.
hear this because you know I'm in the era. Go ahead.
So like, my first big client was Walt Williams. 'Cause I used to
The
play
wizard,
ball.
The wizard.
So I used to play in the All-Star Basketball League that Sugar Ray Leonard sponsored.
Right.
It was Walt Williams, Sam Cassell, Jawan Howard, Chris Webber, and me. And we traveled and we used to play ball together. And Walt was like, yo, you coming in here all fly. I need you to make something for my draft. So I made something for him. And then Sam Cassell came. Then everybody else started coming. But the problem with that, I'm making clothes, but I ain't know the business.
Gotcha.
So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can floss and say everybody we met, but I ain't started making no money until I learned the business.
Mm-hmm.
So I was losing out like big time. These niggas is making millions and I'm still fucking eating oodles and noodles. Something don't sound right.
Right.
You know, so I had to start learning the business. So I had a big situation that happened to me. I did a fashion show. This lady was there. She's like, I want to give you a card. I want you to call me. I love your blouses. So I gave her a call like 2 days later. I called her up. She's like, hey, I want you to come in the corporate office in New York. So I caught the train up New York, went up there, talked to her. And she's like, look, I'm the representative for Target. I want to get your blouses. I ain't have my business right. I lost that deal.
Yeah.
So my brother is an attorney. He's like, we're never going to lose no more deals like that ever. And then I end up going back to school and I became a paralegal so I could understand the narrative of it. So I was a paralegal for 15 years and making my own clothes, going to work. You know, and then situations happened, chasing this, bad marriages, stuff didn't work out because I was really married to the game. I wasn't married to the person I was supposed to be with.
Right.
My focus was on clothes every day. And to the point I got sat out of my house, living on Georgia Avenue. I got sat out. I lived in my car for like 6 months. I would go to work early, take a shower, have my clothes on like nothing really never happened. I stay at work late, and then I leave work and go sleep in my car and do the same thing. And I did that for 6 to 8 months until I got my paper.
Very much.
And honestly, just to keep it a buck, I could have went to my family, but it was pride. Pride is a motherfucker. Pride will have your motherfucking ass stuck like shit.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? So it was like really pride for me because they already thought I was a menace. So me going there and telling them I'm fucking up and I lost my place and everything. And this is my place where I grew up where my grandmother lived.
Question. I got a question for you right
Yes,
quick.
sir.
You say pride. Now, I'm asking you, would you change anything you did?
I would change one thing that I did.
Give it to me.
Only one thing that I did.
Go ahead.
Putting a gun in my father's mouth.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything is
see that.
cool with me.
Got you.
Because I picked my own path. See, my father wasn't in my life. And because of that, I act out. But at the end of the day, when you get a certain age, you can't keep blaming your siblings.
Right.
Like, I made my own decisions.
Right.
I hung around niggas that didn't really fuck with me. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So we all did that. Everybody got a similar story. It's just, how did you recover from it? And that was my thing. Like, I did a total of 6 years. I did 3 years at Rikers, a year and a half in Upper Marlboro, and a year and a half in 7 Locks. You know what I mean? Just fucking decisions that I made that I thought niggas really was down for me.
Yeah.
But they only fuck with me because they saw the greatness in me, but I ain't see it yet.
Right.
Absolutely.
So they was using me. Well, you know, I was locked up, but my mom wasn't locked up. And it crushed my mom. You know what I mean? And that's what fucked me up. First time I saw my kid, I couldn't touch her. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. That was it for me.
That'll do something to you.
Yeah, that was it for me. Like, I couldn't touch it. She was walking away. That shit fucked me up.
No question.
So then I just got my shit together. When I got out, I told the judge, you're never gonna see me again. Never. And I just started grinding. My brother would drop me off downtown. I started sketching shit. People would drop their clothes off. I sketched cartoons and stuff all on it.
Yeah.
Then I go over to my aunt's house. My aunt lived in Peachy behind, what's that? TikTok Liquors?
Yeah, TikTok.
Serene, yes. I would go to my aunt's house. My aunt would have me down there, and I'd be down there sketching stuff, doing things, everything, then drop it back off to people downtown. And that's how my name started to get out there. Then I started getting into stuff, because I was doing urban wear before I was doing suits.
Gotcha.
But the suits was paying the bills. So I put the urban wear to the side, so I was doing suits and gowns. And I started doing that. I started getting recognition. But when things really, really changed for me in the fashion industry was when I got into this designer competition. It was 750 designers from around the world, from Japan, Bahamas, everywhere around the world. And I came in third place, but nigga, you'd have thought I won. Because I acted a motherfucking fool, because they don't know my story. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was up in that motherfucker, and they were thinking, nigga's third. I'm like, nah, nigga, I won. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won one. Like, you don't even understand.
Yeah,
and then from that point, just people started calling me. I started getting phone calls, and then I got with FUBU. So I got with FUBU, and when they went from the Fat Albert gear they was doing, and they transitioned over into the suits, I was on the design team. When Damien he had his mom's brownstone, and he sold all of the furniture. Dude, we was like really in the sweatshop. Sold all the furniture, and we was down there sewing shit all day. And I was doing suits. I was doing everything, all that shit. And I met FUBU at the Magic Convention, where they had it set up at the Magic Convention, and I couldn't afford it. So I had a hotel down the street, and I was handing out business cards for times for people to come down there and check out my shit. And they was like, damn, young love, what you doing? I'm like, look, I ain't like y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta do what I gotta do. And after that, they was like, yo, we fuck with you. We like your hustle. Come down to New York. Let's see what we could do. And I fuck with them. Now, I talked to Damien and calling them like it's yesterday. We talk all the time.
That's dope.
And from that point, people just started coming at me. And then I got with Rihanna when she was signed with Jay-Z and them. And when she changed their whole hairstyle and umbrella, I was on the design team for that. So I did that shit with her when we changed her whole image. Then from there, started getting with Keisha Cole. I went on tour with Keisha Cole, went on tour with a whole bunch of people, man. I did Toni Braxton, her album cover, Unbreak My Heart. That's my outfit. I did Jet Magazine with her. And then I just started grinding, man. I started understanding like really what it is. One thing I learned when I went to University of Georgia, I'm sorry to jumping all over the place, but it makes sense.
That's how the story go.
One thing I learned from going to University of Georgia, it ain't about the schoolwork. And I hate to say this, college is a sham. Like, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. That's just my opinion. But one thing I learned is networking.
How to deal with people.
Networking. Listen, bro, I went to a white college with a scholarship. I was at dean's luncheons, president's luncheons, dudes, daddy's corporation luncheons, and I was networking. And by the time I got out, I was making phone calls. Look, I need this, I need that. I made my first million when I went in Saks. They wrote me a check for $1.4 million, and I got it in a frame in my house.
To this day,
As you should.
You understand? And I had no experience. Saks turned me down 3 times. The first time I went there, they said my sketches is dope. And let me back up how I even got to Saks. Let's just get to that part. So when I came in third place of the International Designer, I won an award every single fucking year for 10 years. Cause I was focused. I was like, all I thought about, jail, if shit don't work, there's only 2 things I know how to do.
You ain't going back.
And they ain't going back. So this shit gotta work, you know what I mean? So then I had to change my thinking. When I worked at law firms, I was working there for them to fund what I'm doing right now, that I could do every day, right now. Because you can't keep, I get tired of when people say, oh, I hate my job, then do something about it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you going to work every day, you upset and you angry? I want to hear that shit. Like, do something about it. So then I say, change the narrative. If this is what you want to do, go to work and say the work is financing my future. Then that way you don't feel bad at dealing with the bullshit. You know what I mean? It's financing me. I'm only gonna be here temporarily. Every job that I went to, I said, don't get comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here temporarily. And they used to look at me, especially the white guys, because I worked at a law firm.
Right.
It's like, who is this guy? Now I'm dressing 3 of them.
Straight up.
They pay me a monthly retainer.
Straight
And
up.
I'm making stuff for them. We gotta speak. Even though you speak it, you still gotta put in the work.
Now, let me ask you a question with the college thing, right? Because I used to always have a way to try to explain college, because I mentor the kids. And so I got a way to explain college to them. I tell them college is where you go somewhere and you stay for a certain amount of time and do a task in a certain reasonable amount of time with a certain amount of competence to show somebody that if they were to hire you or put you with their company, that you wouldn't fuck things up. Outside of that, the connections, I used to tell them the connections you're going to meet there and what you might have learned educational-wise probably only applied to high school and junior high. But when it actually comes to college, you actually meet people and you make connections. So I can completely understand. My son is a robotic engineer for AT&T.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand where you're coming from. And it's hard to convince kids nowadays that the goodness, the better part of college, because everybody up here probably went to school. There's nobody up here.
College really wasn't for me.
Well,
if it wasn't for me playing basketball, man, I'd just been like, fuck college.
but you got to benefit from it, though.
I did get a benefit from it because I got to meet people.
Gotcha.
And it taught me how to get out of my shell because I was a real quiet dude. When I got to college, I had to talk. Like, I had to. I mean, even playing ball, we talk among us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I miss the locker room.
The camaraderie.
Yeah, man, I miss the locker room. People don't know what's going on in the locker room, bro.
That's everything.
Yeah, man, that's everything. Like, I miss my dudes in the locker room because that's where we can really, like, be ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But, just to piggyback on the fashion part, because I know that's where we had started.
Right.
I didn't get any real training, and this is no lie. I got in Saks Fifth Avenue, like I said, that's what I was telling you. They turned me down the first time. They said, we love your sketches, but they all over the place. I had sketches of gowns, urban wear, sketches of bathing suits. Exactly. So then I came back and I showed them my, I broke it down. I gave them a collection. And I had fabric. They said my fabric was cheap.
So that's second time.
Second time.
Gotcha.
So I said, you know what? I'm wilding. Let me walk in Saks. This is in New York. Let me walk in here. As soon as I walked in, I got it. It made a whole lot of sense to me. They're not coming in there looking at the price.
Right.
They're looking at the quality and the experience. Because when you go into one in New York, they got a concierge on every floor. So if you don't know where to go, that concierge will call somebody out of the department. They'll come over and walk you over to the department. It's the experience. So the third time I went in there, because I won Designer of the Year for New York, London, and Paris. The third time I went back, they was like, what are you doing here? I got picked up. They bought 147 pieces.
Gotcha.
Of mine. 147 pieces. Now, if you work in retail, that's a lot.
It is.
That is a lot. And I understood the business now. So they tried to get me to do buybacks. So if the clothes, what the buybacks mean, if they don't sell, you got to buy them back.
Right.
Nah.
You gonna keep all this?
Nah. Because I know a lot of small businesses, they go broke.
Right.
If they got offer that.
Doing buyback.
It go broke. They'll get that check and they'll start making clothes and all of a sudden you got to buy back and they gone broke and they can't finish their collection.
Gotcha.
So it's like a real fashion industry is like the rap game and being a singer. It's fucked up.
Yeah, you gotta know.
So when did you, like, I mean, I hate to keep cutting you off, but I like when you talk about suits, right? You know, me and you, we had a couple of days older. We a couple of days older than everybody else. But at the same time, you know, suits was a big thing for us, like Zania and Canali,
all of that, yes,
and stuff like that. I'm talking about before. You know, we thought we was fly. I remember wearing suede pants and linen shirts.
No doubt.
We thought we was killing with the
no doubt.
And
that is
French
fly.
fryers and stuff like that. Like, so
Still fly.
Nah, but I know where he going with it, though.
I'm going with this, right?
I know where he going with it.
Like, he grew up in the era with Dapper Dan and them, like people who were like they.
And that's crazy, but I got a story about Dapper Dan.
I remember Dad was making stuff for my Jeep.
Yeah.
You know, I actually would purchase stuff that I thought I was flying Pan Am. You couldn't tell me.
I love Dapper Dan, man. Him and I had a long conversation, man.
And every time I see him, I say, damn, you know, he was in the game for so long and you right behind him. You got to be even learning from him.
Well, it's funny you even say that because now, the last, I want to say maybe 2 years, people are calling me the Dapper Dan of the DMV.
I get that.
So I take that. You know what I'm saying?
That's a big compliment.
Yeah, man. I take that as a compliment. No doubt. No doubt. But then, when I went in Saks, everything changed after that, bro. I'm not going to lie. My whole entire life, like in a matter of a snap, it changed. Because then I ended up becoming the first African-American male couture designer in Saks Fifth Avenue.
That's right.
And when was that?
That was 2006. 2005, 2006, and 2007.
Got you.
And then from that point, I had a young lady. She was 5'1". We became super close. And for 2 years, she was telling me, yo, you got to meet my godfather. You got to meet my godfather. And then I did my farewell fashion show at New York Fashion Week because I just wanted to take a break. and I did my farewell show, and she came in, she's like, oh my God, this is probably like your best collection. I got to tell my godfather. And I was like, who the fuck is your godfather? After 2 years of us traveling together, everything, and her buying my collection and stuff, I was just like, who the fuck is your godfather? Is he mafia? Y'all gonna fucking kill me? Like, if you tell me who it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, who is this guy? So she calls him. Fashion Network was doing an interview with me on my farewell going away show. And she stops the show. She's like, he has to take this. I'm sorry. He got to take this call. She gives me the phone. It's this dude with this strong Italian accent. And he's like, man, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. And I said, thank you. And he's like, we got to get together. But I'm like, who am I getting together with?
Right. Who am I talking
And
to?
he was like, you don't know who this is? I said, she's never told me who you was for 2 years. He said, this is East St. Laurent.
My man.
My face was like, and I started crying.
Yeah.
And my manager and them at the time, they was like, what's wrong? And I was like, this is fucking East St. Laurent on the phone.
That's right.
And he was just like, look, why don't we do this? Why don't you come over here? I'll fly you out here and we could collaborate, maybe do some things together, work together on some things, and we can see how that synergy looks like. It's like, fuck yeah.
Word.
I was only supposed to be in Milan for 2 weeks. I ended up being in Milan for over 2 years.
Passion.
And I lived in his estates.
Purpose, man.
And he introduced me to so many people. He the one that taught me. Him and Damien are the ones who taught me how to deal with manufacturers. So I own 6 manufacturers. I own 20% of 6 manufacturing companies in Milan, London, Tokyo, Seoul, Korea, and then in Houston.
Major.
You know what I mean? And I just acquired a shoe company that's in Jamaica that makes shoes. So I'm working on my sole. I'm working on the sole right now because the soles are expensive on shoes. A sole can cost you anything from $10,000 to $100,000 for one sole.
No question. Yeah.
One sole, you know? But like I said, my life changed. When I tell you that man has taught me so much stuff, I haven't even done 50% of the stuff that man has taught me. God rest his soul. He passed away in 2010. Yes. But I'm gonna give y'all an exclusive. This is the second time I have talked about this publicly. And that's just my fault, but a lot of people know it, but now it's getting a lot of weight. So the YSL heel that the women are raving over.
The letters.
I made that heel in 2008 when I was with East St. Laurent. That's my design.
Wow.
My man.
So then now, because of it, and it's getting so much play, East St. Laurent's lover, they have the drawing in the States. He's gonna make a copy for me and send it here. So I can go ahead and I'm gonna do a signing on women's shoes and I'm gonna do the sketching and signing for them. But I'm the creator. I did 3 different versions of it.
We're gonna have to host that or something.
No question.
And I did the YSL shoe. So I'm talking about it because people found out. So then now you gotta talk about it. So y'all the second people I've ever talked about that.
So I had a question about that heel. So how you feel when you see it?
So for a long time, man, when they
came out,
I didn't even know it came out. And then I seen a girl with it walking with it on the hill in New York. This is true story. And I was like, where you get that at? And she said, oh, I got it. It's a YSL here. I said, yeah, but you purchased it or did you like I was oblivious because I didn't even know because I'm like, we didn't put it out. I sketched this heel in 2008. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey.
And then the next thing I know, man, so when I see it, I smile. I just smile. When I see people wearing my clothes, I smile. Yeah, I don't say too much.
Like
I'm really a chill dude. And a lot of, we've all hung out together. Y'all know I'm chill. I'm not that dude to be bragging. I'm not that dude to be dropping shit. Yeah. I'm not that guy. The only reason I'm doing this is because of the fact that Damien and them is like, yo, you got to start talking. You got to start.
No question.
And I've never been that dude though.
But as a people, they like the.
And that's what he said. He's like,
they like to humble us. And
he was like, nah.
Toot your horn.
He's like, you got too much history. He said, you got way too much history in this game.
No question.
Man, you gave us a whole, story that we just had to sit back and let you go.
I don't think we ever let anybody talk that long. Without interruption.
But
it was dope. It was dope.
But that's so crazy though. Like it's like a walking billboard every time you see it. And trust me, like I feel you. You know what I mean? Now you actually dealt with them personally and had personal relationships with people. Like I asked you earlier about Marcy Rogers.
That's my girl. One of the
a personal
dopest
friend that both of ours.
costume designer, stylist in the game, man.
She does a lot of all the black movies you see and stuff like that.
She's the next Ruth Carter. I'm telling you that right now.
He didn't work with her.
And I didn't work with her many times.
And I mean, like, the first thing I said to him, you know, Marcy was like, "Oh,
yeah, she dope. She's one of the dopest ones out here. Like, facts.
It's not many of y'all in the game, so that is really crazy.
So, and it's crazy that you even say that. I don't know if you had questions. I was gonna give y'all the story real quick.
Go ahead.
So it's crazy you say that. So, like, as much as you heard my highs, it's more lows than my highs. Because I'm a straight black male in the industry, and I got people that don't want to work with me because I'm straight.
Yeah, that was actually my next question. Is what were the or are the roadblocks as a black male designer? Because that might be one of the few industries where it's not advantageous to be a man. Definitely not. Black is never advantageous in any industry. But maybe talk about that and with that.
I mean, it was tough for me. Like now because of social media. It's getting a little better, but before social media, oh man, it was terrible. Like for instance, when I won Designer of the Year, when I actually made history of being the first African American male couture designer at Saks Fifth Avenue, at the event, they was like, "That's cool and congratulations, but understand who run this." They said this to me at my award ceremony. They said it to me. You know what I mean? Like I was in the bid. Y'all ever heard of Fashion Police with Joan Rivers?
Yeah.
So they were looking for a guy. It was between me and the guy that actually was on the show. They told me I wasn't exciting enough. Now, if y'all know me, some of y'all in here know me. Y'all know that's some bullshit. You understand? But they couldn't say you're not gay. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't say you're not the LGBT community. They couldn't say that because that's a lawsuit.
Right.
You know, I've had situations where I've had $100 million check, $50 million check, $20 million check. And every situation they wanted to sleep with me. And these are men. And I wasn't having it. I got blackballed the last time it happened because I put two dudes in a concussion. And I got blackballed. They took my stuff out of Saks. They took my awards and everything. And I got blackballed. I just recently, a year after the pandemic, got all my stuff back.
Yeah, that's crazy. Then I was
You like that though?
Yeah, I was gonna say I was watching another podcast. I forget which one, but Donnell Rawlings was being interviewed, and he was kind of touching on what Cat Williams was saying about, you know, if you're in a certain position in Hollywood as a black man, you had to put on a dress or some dick or something, whatever.
Yeah, it's like real shit.
And you know,
the gatekeepers, man.
No, I mean,
that's what it is. The gatekeepers.
But you know, but and he said, yeah, I mean, that is when you go to Hollywood and you want to be an actor, and that is part of the culture. You know that walking in.
Listen, bro, I got male, dynamic, amazing designer friends that are married, that they act gay so they can get the job.
That's crazy.
Right now, literally.
That question, I'm gonna ask you this, like, when it comes to a situation like that where no don't mean no, or no can mean being offensive, do you find that the industry caters just to that, or focuses towards that?
In my industry, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
No question.
We know that.
No question. No. Listen, it's big time like that because of the fact. Here's the thing, man, and just give you some more history. Fashion wouldn't exist without us. Period.
All of it.
Louis Vuitton, all of them, those come from African fabrics.
No question.
Straight up. I could give you some history that will blow your mind. Like I'm a historian of this. I don't just make the clothes. Like I understand the value that we bring to the table. So for instance, no one buy Michael Kors shit. Ever. He called me a nigga. To my face. And it almost became a problem.
What was the reason why I ain't like him?
Lady came up and said, hey, I want you to meet this dynamic designer. And he didn't even see me walking up with my team. And she said, who is it? And she said, oh, it's Kas. She said, oh, I don't fuck with that nigga. Just like that. And he turned around and I said, I don't fuck with you either. Like I can turn that switch real quick. I can get homesick real quick.
Yeah, I can.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't need that, man. You know what I mean? Like, I know my worth. I know what I can bring to the table.
Right.
And I know y'all are stealing my stuff. I have people steal my stuff all the time. The buckle jacket. Margellas and H&M stole that from me. I did the buckle jacket, and you know this story. I did the buckle jacket for Usher in 2012.
Now hold up, that question.
I might put in
Now, hear me out. I'm kind of slow.
Say less.
So work with me. Are we talking about patent stuff where you didn't patent it, and that's why the
So let me explain the fashion industry with that.
Come on.
These are my jeans, right?
Right.
And you have the same exact jeans, right?
Right.
But you got different stitching and different buttons. They're not my jeans.
Yeah.
My man.
Unless I have fabricated the fabric, it's so hard. It's so hard, man. That's why people buy licensing.
So it's akin to
They
the
do
music
licensing
industry. It's akin
and
to the
stuff
music
like
industry.
that. Yeah. So like,
no different.
have y'all ever noticed when y'all see the same purse by different designers?
Right.
They all bought the license. They share the license to be able to put their logo and do it.
Yeah.
I'm not about that life.
You got the Tim's and Louis Vuitton situation right
Exactly. Right now, the whole they
With
bought the
Pharrell.
licensing for that.
Gotcha.
It's all licensing. It's like flipping a house.
Gotcha.
So you flip that house, you put the money into it, you flip that house, you get it back because you can use it. You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think the first time I realized how crazy the fashion industry was when Kanye started talking about it, how many years ago that was when he was trying to get
And it's
in with
unfortunate.
Ralph Lauren
I'm
and all
dealing
those
with an
guys.
issue with him right now.
Really?
With Kanye?
Shit happened on Super Bowl. What's my urban line?
What, Kenny Class clothing?
Nah, what's the name of it? Wet.
Oh, yeah.
He got that new line out.
And now he got his line called Wet.
Yeah.
Listen, and my attorney and his attorney, I was like, look, we could do a collaboration together. Why we got a beef?
Right.
Let's make this money. Can you imagine him and I getting together?
No question.
Come on, bro.
That'll be one of the
That'd be historical, bro. That would be historical. You understand what I'm saying?
And,
Kanye
he
wants to
got,
stand on that
but he
podium
got
by
ties
himself.
also with DC, like the Silver Spring area. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Where
Man, I love DC. Don't get it
about
twisted.
Kanye, actually, so it wouldn't be a far-fetched thing.
Yeah, because his dad is from Tacoma
There you
Park.
go. No question. That's what
But I'm just like, I'm telling my attorney, I'm like, yo, let's just see him and I, we can meet up and let's sit down and talk.
That's right.
Like we ain't gotta like do all of this. Let's show the world like two amazing black designers can come together and say, you know what, we're gonna do Wet together. You know how dope that would be? That would be iconic.
Be amazing. No question.
Amazing. I mean,
We're gonna
that's
see what happens.
Yeah, and that's what it should be. You know, especially somebody in his position, seeing somebody in your position that actually studied fashion and was with people like Yves Saint Laurent and Saks, and that has the resume crazy.
Right.
You didn't talk about this, but Ghost designed for Zara.
Yeah. So I
And
go
all
to
that.
design for Zara to this day. I go to design for YSL to this day. I used to go to design for Gucci, Scotta, and Burberry. But all of the clothes on the East Coast and the West Coast and in London, it's me and 3 other designers. Every season change for Zara. That's our designs.
Kas, I gotta ask you something. Oh man, you know what? I hope I'm not tripping like Big Shoes. Did you have something going on at the harbor, National Harbor? A long
Yeah, I
time
had a
ago?
store. I was the first black
Listen.
business at the harbor.
Me and you gotta talk.
Say less.
That's where you know me from.
Say less.
Okay, there
Say
you
less.
go. Now,
Say less.
Now, what I was gonna ask you, that is crazy. We really gotta talk.
All right.
We really gotta talk. Listen, back on the ranch. Man, run it down about the shows you were fucking with, man. Please talk about them. The Ballers, all that. Talk to not about
Oh, you talking about the
not the
movies
things you
and the
can't talk
TV
about,
shows?
but
Yeah.
the things you can talk about.
So my very big first movie TV show was The Wire. And I owe all that to Trey Chaney.
There you go.
I used to dress Trey Chaney.
Okay.
Pooh on The Wire.
Yep.
And he got me on there. I started out on The Wire as an intern. After they saw my work ethics and saw the amount that I knew, I was hired the very next season. And I did 4 seasons. And then from there, I did TV shows. I did Fox 5 for 7 years. How I got to Ballers, I used to dress this wrestler called, what was his name? Titus O'Neil.
I remember that name.
Titus O'Neil, he was a wrestler.
Right.
And we were in Orlando, and I dressed him in the suit. And he said, yo, man, I got somebody you want to meet. We're going to go to the restaurant. He saw my suit, and he's like, I need to find out who did your suit. Anybody can do a suit on a dude your size, he's my guy. So we go to the restaurant in Orlando. We sit down. I'm like, who we meeting? He's like, you'll see. fucking The Rock. Walks in. He's like, bro, if you can do me a suit, I got a new show coming out. Can't tell you what it is just yet. But if you can do this suit for me, I'll make sure I take care of you. Where it was the most iconic suit on the first episode. The gray joint with the checkers on it.
Yes,
that was me. After that, he had me on the set and I did Ballers.
That's right.
And I missed that show, man. That was a classic.
So that was your favorite between The Wire? Between The Wire and Ballers, what was your favorite?
Oh, man. That's
Favorite senator?
honestly, the Ballers, because the check was bigger. It's all about the check was bigger.
And the time that probably too you enjoyed it different.
Because The Wire, man, The Wire was tough, bro. Baltimore is not to be fucked with.
No question.
Tell you that. And for them to be so close, they so different. We used to have to get police escort to certain places. Like we had to get the actual dealers and people involved in the show.
Y'all were in the streets for real.
Because they was not having, it was certain buildings we couldn't even film because they were live, they were doing live transactions while we were filming. Like it was real talk. You know what I'm saying? That was the first time like I seen white t-shirts they was wearing down to their ankles. They called them the Bin Ladens back then. And there was some long t-shirts Baltimore was wearing, man. And people like hey, all right, I'm gonna give y'all a fun fact. Some of them people that y'all saw that was looking like they was on Hearn, they were real.
Right.
And on the show.
They were real.
I got my partner on here, buddy of mine, he owned Rim Source in Baltimore, the rim shop. My man Kev, right?
Okay.
And so I know how on Bel Air, you know what I'm saying? So I know how Baltimore's a different beast.
It's a different. Hey, listen, Simon is the writer, director, creator.
No question,
He is amazing. Like he had made a show before The Wire, which is called The Corner.
Gotcha.
I just found out about that today too. Watching
But it was two of them.
Yeah,
Two of them was Simon. And another guy.
Yeah, it was Simon, another guy. Then it was another young lady named Natty.
Okay.
Natty. I can't remember her name, but they had a show before that called The Corner.
Gotcha.
But The Wire is the most iconic, realest show that has ever been on. That is the most iconic thing on TV, period.
They got people from DMV in there too.
Yeah, because you got to understand,
it was real, like they got characters they playing.
And I got pictures of all of us together.
Right.
Even when they brought Big G. When they brought Big G on, I ain't gonna lie, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Cause Big G got that different voice. You know what I'm saying? Like he got that whole different voice. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like my brother.
Do you think it ended too soon?
Well, it had to end like that. It had to end like that. It had to. Like you gotta, man, think about the people I was on the set with and how big they are right now.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
No question. Yes.
Like Aegis.
Right.
Like all of them, like and how much they blew up. And I was with them when nobody knew who they were.
Yeah, that was the first time we saw Idris.
You know what I'm saying?
In this country.
Right.
Even what's the name that played Rocky now?
Wood Harris.
Wood Harris and what's the name that played Rocky? Michael B. Jordan. You know what I'm saying? He was a kid on set with us.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And then my other good movie I did Wonder Woman.
Okay. Which one?
The one they filmed here in DC.
Oh, Wonder Woman 19.
It was 1942 or 1918. So I did Wonder Woman. I did that.
Started filming DC.
Yeah, listen, let me tell you something. Wonder Woman.
So you do period pieces.
Oh, I do. I used to work at the Kennedy Center. I worked at local 63 over there.
Got you.
Yeah. Man, I've been around, man. Like I done a lot, man.
It's a lot of lives.
Yeah, no doubt.
My goodness.
No doubt. But one of my greatest accomplishments, to be honest with you, was when I did Double Cross in LA, and my daughter was on set with me working doing wardrobe. Because my daughter is a stylist.
Gotcha.
And my oldest son, he's one of the biggest gospel stylists in the country.
Gotcha.
Like this is facts. He dresses everyone that you can imagine. He dresses all of them. And that's my oldest son. Then I have I got another daughter that's coming out of high school. She's about to be a designer. She was on TV with me. Then I got one daughter that cooks. Man, I'm blessed, bro.
No question.
I ain't gonna lie. My oldest grandson just graduated out of high school. So man, it's all
Man,
love.
tell him how many you got, man. Tell him how you
Nah,
started.
we're not doing that right now.
Tell him how you started your own village and all that
Man,
shit. you know?
7 girls, 2 boys, and 10 grandkids.
There you go. He started his own football team. He got a road crew, whatever you want.
Hey man,
Not a road crew. It's insane.
it's all good, man.
Oh, bro.
But that was like the
and that's why you blessed like you are, bro.
Man,
Because you got that village to take care of, man.
Now,
man.
I do want to ask you this, right? It's important to me. I deal with mentor programs, right? I kind of frown on people who don't give back. So,
you ain't gonna frown at me.
Okay, well, I need to hear. I need to
It
hear
ain't
what
gonna
you're
happen
doing.
today.
I need to hear what you're doing as far as.
Man, I do a lot, man. So I used to work with this group called Suited to Sagging. Suited to Sagging, we take 10 young boys that are not, that GPAs may be 1, less than 2.0 point something. We take them through a 6-month course until they get ready to graduate. And I'm not bragging about it, but we had a great core of people that we would take them out, introduce them to influential people that they can relate to, help them with their studies. And we've had a 99.9% rate of every one of them graduating. They started out terrible. But for me, for proms, I made free suits for them to wear to prom.
That's right.
And then I introduced them, man. And then even if they graduate, I got out of 40 other kids that we work with, 20 of them calling me and they're graduating and I'm making them suits for graduation.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I give back to that. My mom's passed away with cancer. So I'm really involved with cancer. But where my heart is at with the kids is homeless, man. And I hate people that use the mental health so loosely because a lot of it ain't mental health. A lot of it is lack of access.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, some people are walking around here and don't even know that they're free because of their surroundings or where they come from. And they're scared to just go out of their neighborhood. They feel like they don't fit in just walking out of their neighborhood. For me, I feel like that's what we need to start focusing on. We need to start making accountability for the mayors, the council members, the ward members, the president. We're not gonna see shit from the president. You understand what I'm saying? We got to take care of home. How can we worry about a man that's dealing with the world and we can't even take care of our neighborhood? I feel like that's more important than anything.
I agree.
Well, you got to remember, you bring a different aspect, right? A lot of people think that all we can do is go to the military or be athletes or something like that. You actually, no, you don't want to say it. You were a military brat. You were an athlete. And now you're in the fashion world. What I'm trying to tell you, we're in full circle in your time on this planet. Now, a lot of people don't like to point that out. And that's viciously, like when you're talking to somebody, you can say, hey, I balled like you balled, right? This is where I got with it. I did what you did with institutional situations like military. This is where I got with it. And I did with the fashion world, and this is where I blew up with it. What I'm trying to say is it's hard to touch on all bases without being able to say, I finally made it home.
And that's true, man. But what we also too, though, we gotta, where I grew up in my era, we had a community. Like, even in DC, Southeast niggas wasn't coming up Northwest. And Northwest niggas wasn't going up Southeast.
Well, I don't know now.
No, listen what I'm telling you.
I live in Southeast where every go in the world.
Nah, but listen what I'm telling you. If you went to Southeast, you weren't going by yourself.
No question. You wasn't coming to Cherries.
Exactly.
None of them Jones.
None of that.
The Sonic Temple.
None of that. Even in New York, Harlem niggas wasn't going to Queens. It wasn't happening.
Right.
So we took care of our community. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I had OGs. It's like, you fucking up, B. Like, come on, man. We see better for you. Don't do what I did. Now, some of the OGs, not me, because I get in your face. I don't care.
Right.
Don't let this shit fool you. I can take this shit off real quick. I can get homesick because I love my youngins. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, they don't want to embrace the youngins because of the fact it's a gap. It ain't no gap.
Right.
It's just the young folks, they have more access than we did. You got to understand, if you grew up in the 60s and the 70s,
right,
you've seen this whole world transfer over 3 times.
No question.
We ain't had cell phones. I got my first cell phone when I was hustling. I had a big ass motherfucking phone. You could have a carrying case. You dig what I'm saying?
Don't tell them no.
You know what I'm saying? We had rotaries. We had to remember numbers, man. We had dial tones. We had caller ID. And shit. Oh, somebody on the line. Let me click you over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Had next cell when you was chirping and shit.
Yeah.
Like all of that shit. You know what I mean? Like right now they got too much access.
Right.
And that can be a problem.
Is it plus or minus?
Yeah, it's
today, like
it's a plus if you're mentally prepared.
Well, New York is the fashion capital, right?
No, it's not. No, it's
Hear me
not.
out.
And
When
I'm from New York.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, hear me out.
No,
Hear me
it's
out.
not.
We can debate that. We can debate that fact. But I'm asking you, like when I was growing up and living in D.C. and by you being here, right? We were stuck on New Balance for like a hard.
Yo, y'all the New Balance capital.
Okay.
New Balance need to give everyone a check in here that wore New Balance. Because I've seen no more New Balance more than anybody, and then I came to D.C.
But on top of that, right, we were stuck with a handful of brands that we were forced to wear. Now, when I went outside of D.C. and would go, because back then everybody was the same.
When we in New York, we were uptowns.
When grandma go to Atlantic City, you told her to grab you the Gucci's. You dig what I'm saying?
Sure.
At a particular price a pair. We were dealing with Bridges Great Outdoors. We were wearing Boss stuff back then. We were wearing Eddie Bauer, stuff like that. It's amazing to me when I look around the young lions today in every different neighborhood. And I'm not talking about no fucking gang bullshit. I'm talking about the fact that they're wearing clothes that people you personally know design was strictly amazing to somebody like that.
But you know what I love about how different barrels and different areas in DC?
Right.
Everybody had their own style, and I dug that. Like, I thought that was dope.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? You could go to Southwest, niggas dressing different. You go to Southeast, niggas dressing different.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like I love that, though. To me, it's not a such thing, and I got this word from living in D.C., it's not such thing as a Bama.
Yes, it is.
Nah, I'm talking about with clothes.
We use it so loosely.
with clothes.
It's not with clothes.
No question.
I'm gonna tell you why, because
You
you
your own
dress
thing.
according to where your area, where you grew up
Facts.
and what you knew.
Exactly.
So just because you ain't feeling it, you could listen down
Might be rocking
south.
North Face.
Let's just go to
No
Baltimore.
question, yeah.
Baltimore dress so different. It's 45 minutes away.
And they still
But
wear
you could
Gucci.
not go to Baltimore and tell them niggas that they were not popping.
That's right.
Baltimore.
Couldn't tell him Coochie wasn't fly.
Man,
It
you
was
could
over.
not. So what I'm saying is,
Gotcha.
you wear according to what you see and what you're according to what you're feeding. I didn't really understand the magnitude or the power of fashion until I went overseas.
Gotcha.
When I went overseas, because I lived in Tokyo, I lived in London, I lived in Milan, I lived in Seoul, Korea, I lived in Indonesia, I lived in Germany. You know what I'm saying? That's when I really understood the culture of fashion. It's way deeper. That's why I always tell people, travel, man. Travel. Even get out of the United States, man.
question.
Because the United States, man, the US, man, they bullies. They be lying like fuck, telling you certain areas, certain countries are not dope. No, they dope. They love us.
All of them.
When we come over there, they love us. They be like, oh my God, you're black like me. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real.
So they try to paint a narrative. And for me, I want to put that narrative in my clothes. When you put my clothes on, I want you to feel like, yo, okay, I'm about to get this 100 million today.
Yeah, you feel it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels good to me when people come to me and like, especially guys, like, man, every time I put your suit on, man, I'm signing the check.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a check. Like, that feels good to me. Like, Saint Laurent told me, don't make clothes to make money. Make clothes to change lives and you'll never be broke.
All right. So hold up. Paris, Italy, Japan.
This gonna be the last.
Fashion-wise.
This gonna be the last
I'm
fashion question.
Come on,
and
give
then,
it to
and then we're gonna get into some other shit.
All right, so look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. The hardest fashion that I've ever seen
Japan.
is fucking Seoul, Korea, and Japan.
Yeah, okay. They do
All
what they do out the
That
box
makes
shit.
Bruh.
Yeah.
New York is dressed, DC can dress, but bro, until you go
on.
it's, man, no. Let me tell you, I'm talking about when I'm talking about chisel to precise
Pieces.
everything, bro. Like the even the hardware that they make clothes with and the technology that they have to make clothes,
Gotcha.
it's another level that we ain't even touched yet. They say London is 2 years ahead. But Japan and Seoul, Korea is at least 4 years ahead of us.
My man.
I'm telling you, from shoes to how they dress, to dress clothes, everything, to fabrications, everything, man. They sick with it. They sick with it. They are sick with it.
My man. I definitely appreciate that lick.
For sure. For sure, man.
Go ahead.
For sure.
Okay, one more fashion question.
Say less.
Top 5 designers. Don't include YSL.
Don't put him in that trick bag there.
No, why not? If a rapper would say, I would tell you
Suits and
top 5
underwear.
rappers.
Can we split it up?
Nah, top 5 designers, period. Who do you like? Who do you love?
Past and present.
Past and present, dead or alive.
All right, bet. So,
No particular order, just top 5.
and I can't say Yves Saint Laurent.
I mean, we already know that's going to be up there.
right,
So we're going to leave him out of the category.
So,
He-
yeah.
He in the category by himself. He was a teacher.
He's saying,
Sensei.
He was
He
everything.
was just sensei.
Fubu.
Okay. Why Fubu? Just curious.
Because FUBU revolutionized
They changed the
the game, bro.
The urban, yeah.
Like they revolutionized it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in here. She's a female. And that's oh man, I just had a brain fart there. Oh man.
Come back to it.
Okay, yeah. Stefan Mara. That's 3, right?
Right.
Rockaware.
Okay.
She's the first female hip hop designer.
Wait,
She was dressing Biggie, all of them.
her name is Rockaway?
No. Her name. Oh, man,
Oh, but she
she's
came
the
up with
creator
it.
of Rockaway.
Okay.
That's amazing. Yeah. See, that's something we didn't know. Them
You know what I'm
tidbits.
saying? And like that's my people's. I'm mad. I'm having a brain fart because I haven't eaten. You know how I am.
Hey, Eddie, get on that Google.
Huh? Rachel. No. That's not Rachel. No, not Rachel. Nah. Oh man, I'm mad.
Go over to the fourth one. Come
All
on.
right. Huh?
We come back to it.
Say it again.
He said Rockaware. Rockaware.
Yeah. Dang, my last. That's hard, man.
You can give us special accolades. If it's
We're influential things. You think about honorable mentions, but you know, you were cultivated by the best.
So it's one designer. He was the first designer to go overseas and be successful. He was like one of the main people who created stretch fabric.
Okay.
And he's from Harlem.
Okay.
And I'm having a brain fart on his name, man. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize,
Talking
man.
about Rachel Roy.
Nah, her name not Rachel Roy. Hold up, man. We about
That's
to.
who.
Hold up, no.
Rockefeller.
Hold up. We about to dead this.
Yeah, Rachel Roy was.
Well, go ahead. We can keep talking while I'm doing
Well,
this.
I have another kind of fashion question for you. So, in the past few years, we've seen the thing about me with designers, like big designer names like the Gucci's, the Balenciagas, and all this stuff. I think 10, 15 years ago and beyond, they were fashion houses. I feel like now they're just mass production houses to kind of exploit like urban culture. Like they're just putting anything out there and putting their name on it and jacking the price up 1,000% and expect us to pay for it, which a lot of us do because that's just what we do.
Walkaware, April Walker.
McConnell, wow.
It's called Walkaware. April Walker.
Remember that? Yeah.
She was dressing Biggie,
Right.
dressing the Wu-Tang Clan, dressing any major hip hop, Mary J. Blige, Foxy Brown, all of them. She is hip hop, yo, and that's my people's.
I got to look
Yeah,
her up.
April Walker, Walkaware,
Okay.
Walkaware. That's
Say
it.
less.
I'm sorry, April, if you listen, if you hear this, I'm
So
sorry.
that's your
man.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just gonna ask, how do you feel about these? Basically, how I feel is like these designers slutting their names out to put it on an envelope or a paper clip and selling it for $1,000 and saying it's worth that, which is not. Or
There's a lot of hoes out here.
yeah, but like I don't think Yves Saint Laurent has done that, but definitely Balenciaga does that. Definitely Gucci does that. Versace, little kind of sort of yes. Even them just getting into the whole sneaker game and all that. I understand it's a business. There's margins. They're just trying to make their money. But for me, like back in the day, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s, like when you heard those names, it really did mean something. Quality and the price matched what it was supposed to be.
Well, fast fashion fucked everything up.
I was about to say, I couldn't.
Like fast fashion. Go ahead.
Both of y'all.
Fashion's really.
What does that mean, fast fashion?
So fast fashion has fucked up the whole game because now it's not about quality, it's about quantity and how quickly you can get it out. And I'm gonna have to say this, even me working with one of my companies that I ghost design for. Fashion is supposed to come out every 3 months or twice a year. Now fashion coming out every month. They're flipping clothes out every single month. So let me give you I'm gonna give you something deeper than that. So let me tell you how it's fucking up the game. So now you're buying these clothes that typically, if there's quality, it will cost you $150, $200. But now you're getting it for $80, $50. So that means the quality of the fabric is not. So then now you have your workers at the manufacturer that are working extra longer hours. To whereas now their kids are staying at their grandparents. I've had places where kids, they haven't seen their parents in 6 years.
Wow.
And they're just sending them money because they can't afford it. I was in Indonesia, they were picketing to get $1.50 raise, making 75 cents a day because they're flipping over clothes. So then let's go to the United States, what happens? So now you get these clothes. So now when you get these clothes, you wear them 2 or 3 times, they're no good. What do? You either take them to Goodwill or you toss them. So if you take them to Goodwill, Goodwill can't even house clothes no more. Now they didn't change their whole regulation on how they accept clothes. So then now Goodwill can't house it, so what happens next? They put them in a crate, drop them off a plane, and drop them off in third world countries in this pile of clothes, and they go through them like rubbages. So then now those clothes that are sitting, the chemicals, and they're floating up in the air and they're breathing it. It's peeling their skin. They're doing all of that. Like, this is real.
Man.
This is like real talk. So they don't even care about that. So fast fashion fucks shit up.
Okay. Yeah, this is my first time hearing about fast fashion.
No, I'm gonna ask you a question. So when you say fast fashion, that incorporates sweatshops? And
Yeah, so now you think about manufacturing companies that work a certain hours.
Right.
So then now you have these larger billion-dollar companies say, no, we need this cut out. We need this expedited, blah, blah, boom, 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 boom. So then they say, well, we got to charge you more. Then they say, well, if you charge me more, I'm leaving you.
Right.
They probably the company that's keeping them open because they're doing so much quantity
Gotcha.
on it. You know what I mean? So then now they're working extra hours in bad situations. So I'm gonna put it on record right now. I own 20% of 6 manufacturers, and I got free daycare for people to work there.
Nice.
So that way they can spend time with their kids and have their kids. Every manufacturer that I own that 20% in, we put a free daycare in there, and they get free lunch.
Gotcha.
Good shit. Yeah, I mean it's
How many times y'all go in the store, you like, damn, $50? That's fly. I'ma wear it. Then you wash it.
Right.
And that motherfucker look like a tutu on you.
that bitch be twisted up.
Now, with this being said, because like I
You
said,
know what I'm saying?
I already know.
Yeah.
like I said, you're a little long in the tooth, right? It seemed like when we were younger, right, that we kind of leaned towards better made stuff. Like people wear a lot of polo, right? Polo is they make good material, good stuff like that.
No. Hold on, I gotta stop you.
Hold up. I wear hear me out, purple label. Hear me out. I'm talking about you. You got
You gotta
certain
go with
stuff.
labels.
There you go. Now,
Because
that's what I'm about to
you
slow
know,
down.
okay, because I'm about to
slow it
say.
down. I'm about to slow it down.
I was about to
Hear me out.
and I don't give a fuck if they get mad at me because I'm good right
No,
now.
slow down. Hear me out. What I'm saying is like, you have different levels of everything, from Versace to Polo to whatever the case may be. We've learned when we were younger, like I'm talking about me and you were in high school, right? We would grab stuff that seemed like it cost so much more than what clothes cost today. But we would have that shit 5, 6, 7 years.
And that's the thing, man. You can see the difference between college. I got some shit that I was in college that I still got to this day.
me too.
Right. There you go. That's what I'm saying.
So that was
since
quality over
2010.
quantity.
Right.
Some
You
of these hoes
understand?
weren't on here at that time.
But say that, but you understand what
But
I'm
it still
saying?
worked for me.
But the quality,
No question.
the quality is different.
Like we wore Eddie Bauer back then.
Yeah.
Like you wore bear coats and stuff like that back then. Like Eddie Bauer bear coats. If you got the quality of bear coat today, Eddie Bauer, it doesn't look anything like what me and you wore to school. Nothing. I mean, the fabric and everything. Now, I know a lot of people go with what country give me the best labor to get the cheapest prices, right? And then it change a lot of stuff. But there's so many lines open now, and there's so many different situations where you can get quality material, and you may not get it you got bamboo stuff, you got all kinds of things that we didn't have then.
That's like designs companies that you think is out of business.
Right.
Let me tell you, Carl Kanai is making a killing in Japan.
Yeah.
Right.
He is huge.
Right.
Fubu.
Yeah, a lot of those
Killing.
urban brands that were here in the late 2000s.
So we think they faded. They didn't fade. They just went
Nah,
somewhere
they
else.
just no fashion over there. They no fashion. They no quality.
Listen, man, go to China
Right.
and then let's have a conversation.
Right.
And you're gonna be like, Cass, like, yo, bro,
Carl Kanai used to be my shit though. I ain't gonna lie.
yo,
I used to love Carl
listen,
Kanai.
Sankara is the merchandise director for and Sankara went to Howard.
Oh, did he?
She's from Howard.
Yeah, Sankara.
Sankara's from Howard.
Right.
She is the woman over at Kanai in LA. Like straight up. They going strong, man. Don't sleep. See, we focusing on the United States. My clothes ain't just sold here. My clothes is in Seoul, Korea, in Tokyo, in Milan, in London. My clothes are all over.
Yeah.
It's just we get spoiled because we only think that we popping. Nah, we ain't just popping. Africa can dress. You understand? Kenya, they can dress over there. Man, stop playing. That's why I say travel. It'll change your mindset.
No question.
I love the United States because some shit that go in other countries I would not want to be a part of.
Right.
But when it comes to fashion, because that's what you're talking about, man, fashion is a major. You can wear some clothes and don't say shit, and it say everything.
Yeah.
But it's different here because people are so hell-bent on designer and labels and not knowing that the quality is horrible.
Because they've been brainwashed. Like True Religions make their jeans the same place my manufacturer where my jeans at, and they charging $300, $400. But you can get the same quality for me for $150, $175.
Well, I've been seeing a lot of
It's
movies and
education
stuff.
though.
London
You got to
is
educate yourself. See, they'll feed us and feed us and feed us and feed us until we brainwash and we think this is what we're supposed to
Become
look like.
drones. Yeah, no question.
But none of that shit look good until we put it together.
That's right.
Right.
You think hip hop spearheads a lot of this?
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Hip hop is $1 trillion. They keep lying and saying it's $1 billion. It's $1 trillion.
We know that.
But here's the thing. The suburb whites in them and the foreigners are listening to more hip hop than blacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's where most of the money come from.
Right.
If you want to keep it a buck.
There's a whole lot of space in between East Coast and West Coast.
Man.
All that shit in the middle.
Listen, bro.
But I mean, spearhead the
that's-
fashion. That's
a lot
what I'm
of
saying.
people-
Like,
Let me tell you something.
I think in any industry.
Hip hop went mainstream when the white folks got a hold of it, and them little white kids was in there listening to it, and their parents freaked the fuck out.
and they ain't let it go.
I'm telling you right now.
Gotcha.
When them white kids got a hold of them tapes and them CDs,
Yeah.
it was a rap. That's when it went mainstream. They wouldn't pay hip hop on MTV.
That's right.
That's why we had back in the day. We had the
Jukebox.
cable, the jukebox.
Jukebox, video
Where you had to go in and spend 10 cents or $1 and get your song played in.
That's right.
You damn. Look, hey, listen, man. I do this, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, speaking of
Oh shit!
back
Back
then,
then, a major twist.
yes, I am. Speaking of back then culture to now, so obviously we live in a completely different world from even 10 years ago, right? So I came across something. I'm gonna play it on my phone in a second. On Instagram of an interview that was going on that said making six figures in many cities in the United States is basically lower middle class now.
It is.
So I'm going to play this clip first, and then we're going to just maybe 20 seconds of
Between poverty and lower middle class has been moved once again on us. A new report from GoBanking.com or GoBankingRates.com suggests a salary of $150,000 a year is considered as lower middle class in certain cities. The study ranks cities and salaries across the country. Arlington, Virginia takes the top spot where nearly $153,000 is just enough to be put in the lower middle class category.
All right, so we're going to stop it there. So that's Arlington, Virginia, which is right 2 seconds away from where we're sitting right now.
That's
That's what me and Eddie had.
Yeah, so, and then, you know, DC, we got Montgomery County, we got Fairfax County, we got PG County, Potomac, everything we got around here. We're just talking about our little DMV area, not talking about New York or anywhere else, which are completely other, other stories. When I heard that, I kind of knew it, but to hear it and then behind that, like seeing the stats and all that, it's actually like insane because everybody always measures them. Oh, I'm making six figures. I make six figures. It depends what that six figures looks like because 150 back in the day was a lot of money. 10 years ago was a lot of money to make per year. The president only makes like 225 or something like that. I don't even think that.
275.
275. There you go.
for
You
life.
say that though, right?
But the perks
The,
thing is,
DMV, right?
Yeah, of course, you don't have to spend shit.
But the DMV is like, it's like any other city. It's navigational. If you're at 150 living in the DMV, single is one thing. A child is another thing. Navigational, like I say, like for yourself. If me and you go out right now, right? We know all the spots to hit, where to go, where to eat, where to dress, where to do this.
But most people ain't
They
us.
spend less paper. Then if somebody's visiting or coming to the DMV,
I go out and I spend a
It is-
goddamn diamond on that night because I
I
can go
used to
somewhere
laugh
I know
about it.
people.
I would go out with a pocket full of money and come back and laugh because I got a little bit more than what I left with. You know what I mean? But I understand people that come here to visit or people that come here to do contracts and leave, or people that come here like, I know a guy that comes here and he does Turo. So he would get a Tesla, right, on Turo and do it for month to month. And it made better sense when I thought about it than catching Ubers everywhere. Or I know people that come here and do, what's the joint, where you get with the cribs, what's those cribs and stuff? Airbnb. When they grab the cribs, right, and they may do an Airbnb, mathematically, it made more sense for business. My whole point is that 150 with a person that know how to navigate goes a lot further than 250 for somebody who don't know shit about your city.
Facts. But either way, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30, 150, just 100 or $90,000, you could, like, it doesn't even matter how you moved. For real, almost. Like, I'm giving it, like, I went to college.
Tax bracket changed, though, Ebou. You got to calculate that. Once you go past a certain amount of money, your tax bracket is different.
It does.
So the 90 you make in a certain tax bracket, you'll bring home just as much as a person that make the 140 or 150. Well, so I'm not trying to stop you because I love you.
Here's the problem.
Come on,
the problem is, number one, inflation is going like this, and wages is not catching up to that. It's going down. It's the opposite.
Right.
So it makes no sense. Like, rent right now on an average is probably for a one bedroom in DC is like $2,000.
Gotcha.
Average, like regular ass place, 600 to 700 square feet, nothing extravagant, nothing.
Living in the house that Jack built for $2,000.
Right, like, but back, like, so that's the problem. And I understand what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah, you can know how to navigate depending on how much you make and all that. But at the end of the day, 150 back just 15 years ago was a whole nother ball game than 250 now.
But we got to do a finance show one time.
But you know finances,
right? You know, Kas, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you talking about, and I hate to reiterate or press the issue, right? And it ain't the drink. I'm trying to tell you that somebody making 90,000 or close to 100, but not over 100. And then somebody making 150 and then somebody making 200. It sounds weird. It's like working overtime. Sometimes people work overtime and they're working backwards because of what they take out. And in these major cities like Frisco, DC, New York, people that make these kind of incomes can kind of understand what I'm saying. You may have somebody working as a waiter at a place, and they know what they're doing as a waiter with working at $90,000 a year, and this handful of tips that I'm not paying taxes on, and you coming up a certain way. Opposed to me working for a company, like I may be working for one of these major blue chips, and I'm only making $150. And by the time they finish stripping taxes and the cost of living and all that out of the paper, we got to do a finance class. I really want to do that. I really want to get some guys up here.
But the point is they're still living in poverty. That's what we're all saying, the same thing.
Yeah, the point is
most people in LA live 4 people in
below
one house.
average mean.
Or have
what he said.
You got your 9 to 5, and then you got your 2 side hustles. You might be driving an Uber or doing Uber Eats. Just to counteract that, right? So that's the point now. Like, back in the day, my parents had one job. That was it. There was no side hustle. There was no nothing. And we lived very comfortably with just my dad's income, and my mom just did whatever she wanted to do with her money. But like, now, it ain't no fucking way you make it. You're in. If you're married and your spouse is not working, or that money is just there, and I'm making 150, let's say, or even 200, taxes, no kids, that's cut down to, let's say, 80 or whatever that is, right? You cannot maintain a house. You can't do a lot of things. Like, you can't take care of your spouse the way that you want to comfortably without sweating bullets every fucking month.
What do you consider comfortably? Because we live a different life than the normal people.
Right. I mean, and it is completely subjective, right? Yeah. So my comfortable is not the same as your comfortable. It's not the same as Kas is comfortable. But I'm just saying, like, with that one job, to be able to pay rent, car note, insurance. If you have a kid, then you got daycare now, which is like $2,000. That's like another mortgage for people right now.
Let me ask y'all a question. How does DC look now?
It looks amazing compared to the. You mean like
gentrification? Or what do you? What's specific?
From the 80s, the 90s.
It's wider. It's wider. Yeah.
Right. So.
And even they complaining.
They are complaining, but they have options. And that's the difference.
We didn't.
We don't.
We don't.
That's right.
We don't. You know what our option is? Move to the suburbs.
Move to Maryland, that's right. Or move to Virginia, yeah.
Or move, if you move
Atlanta,
now.
or Houston.
There's certain places in Virginia you can't live.
You talking to a person who want to get the fuck out of here now.
So my thing is, we're complaining about something that we either gonna, all right, I'll put it to you like this. Here we go. So here's the thing. We as black people, we have too much pride. I'm gonna tell you what all the other cultures do. They're like, yo, Bob, I found a great apartment down here that's close to work.
There we go.
You want to share it together, man, and we can stack our paper, man, and all that. We don't want to do that. We want to act like we balling. We want to act like, and then when you go over to the person's house that you feel like, damn, you live here? They got a sofa, a rug, and a TV. And they living on, and they got a mattress on the floor.
That's true.
But just to say that they can live in this building and it looks good, but they're not, that's not home. You understand?
Is that societal pressure and social?
It is. It's social media pressure.
But don't get it. It's not just societal. I'm in a situation like that, right? Where I share a home with two other gentlemen, right?
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hear me out. The home
There's
is a
wrong with it if you ain't
multi-million-dollar
stacking no paper out
home.
of it.
But it's a multi-million-dollar home that any one of us alone could probably afford. But every time, this is not recently because one of us is married now, but every time we would bring women over, we would get put down saying, oh, it's a frat house.
Then she ain't for you.
Something like that. We used to laugh about it saying,
Hey, listen, bro.
You never did this.
Hey, listen. Not to cut you off.
Got you. But you're right,
though.
right.
But not to cut you
But all
off.
people do that.
That's not the deep.
But just not to cut you off. Hey, listen.
Right.
I guarantee you that same female that's talking that shit, go to her house.
And they live in a goddamn
And she don't
hovel.
want you to come to her house.
No question.
Because she probably used to live at the old Bury Farm.
Right.
And I ain't knocking Bury Farm, but my point of what
The ethnic groups, they actually live, and they don't kick the kids out.
But here's my thing, like Mexicans, right? They will have, or let's say Asians.
Go ahead.
They will have 15 of them living in a house.
That's right.
And they will all put money to the side.
That's right.
And when that year or two ends, that family
Somehow
who's
buy
next to
another
go
house. That's right.
get that house. They move another family in and they do that.
Correct.
We can't do that. It's too much. It's too much pride.
Right.
It's too much. I
much
want to be
separation.
better than you.
Too much
I want to do
separation.
this better than you.
Right.
And so until we change our mentality,
Right.
we're gonna continue to have the same conversation. DC know what they're doing. DC is the only city that is not being affected by what's going on in the world when it comes to economy. They're not. DC, look that up. DC is the only city that's not being affected.
But you got to remember when they clean the city out, a lot of things like getting rid of first rights of refusal, getting rid of certain things like that, things that were set up, but so you can have things like, for instance, in New York, if you're in an apartment in New York, that may be the same apartment that your grandmother had that was passed down, and people are smart enough not to move, knowing that they may fix them up and stuff like that. We weren't doing that. They were tricking us into let this place go and you can be the first to buy back and come back into a community, right? Which was ridiculous.
Nah, let me tell you, I know what they were doing for us when I seen it. And you,
Come on.
They were sitting here painting this beautiful picture to live in the suburbs.
Right.
And come out of the suburbs, and then these companies are coming here and buy a whole block.
That's right.
Won't do nothing with it. Let it sit for years.
Right.
So then the value of that community starts to go down and crash. So then everybody wants to move out because they don't want to be there. But if we smart and we understood and we really came together, we would have been like, look, we're going to buy this block. We're going to come together. But we still talking the same shit that our grandfathers was talking.
Right. You think that's what you see?
Like, come on, yo.
You think you see that in Baltimore today? Like when you see all these,
So let me tell you what's really going on. I'm gonna drop some jewels down.
come on.
It's the same thing that they doing in New York. You see all them skyscrapers and you be like, damn, how the hell can somebody afford? You got people that don't even live here in other countries that are buying them, and companies and corporations are buying them all up and then sitting there.
Yeah, they put them in their business names.
And they're putting their business names and everything, and there's nobody in there.
Tax write-off.
Got you.
You understand what I'm saying?
They hide the money in them.
Yeah, they hiding the money in them and everything. So if you look at all of these buildings, you're like, damn, they all occupied it. No, they ain't occupied. They put a bed in there, and they put a TV in there, and there's nothing else in there, and there's money stuck in there, and there's tax write-off for them, and they don't even live here.
Yeah, they live in
Do you know? Not to get off the subject. Do you know DC is the number one cheating capital?
Like relationship cheating?
Yeah.
Did y'all know that?
No, I'm fucking.
I know it was up
Did you know that? Did you know that?
No,
You know why, though?
I've been there for a minute.
It ain't because of the people living here.
Yeah.
It's because people over in Congress,
That's
they
right.
got their mistresses all living in here.
Yeah.
And their wives are living back in their own states.
Right.
And their mistresses
The
are living here.
Wisconsin,
Yup.
the Milwaukees.
We are down an alley, blind and
DC was purposely put here on this land.
We are in the hell of
They were purpose. Do you know the altitude and latitude of DC does not get affected by like other cities?
Storms and none of that shit.
It was purposely
Right.
put here
Man.
on this land. It's something about this land that I was reading that the longitude, altitude, or whatever, the grain of it, it does not get affected like any other city.
Right.
I believe, I mean, our
give me
founding
you
fathers and all of them.
Giving you something deeper than what.
I'm trying to tell you,
Because they
bro.
forget we're the first two capitals,
Do you know
Philadelphia
DC?
and
Do
New
you know
York.
DC is the second city that has more underground tunnels than any city?
yes, sir.
They got more underground tunnels than any city.
That's right.
They're the second city outside of New York.
And what they doing with them?
They're using them.
That's what I'm saying. For what?
So they have a shuttle. They have a shuttle that goes from the Capitol to the White House.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't watch
Whole
Scandal?
subway system.
They have a Jeep service and a pathway that goes from the White House all the way to the Pentagon.
All the way to.
Man, we can take this a whole man. Listen, bro.
See, one thing
But I'm
about
sorry, I ain't mean to
when
take
you doing
that.
historic stuff, when you reading, the shit you know can fill a book. The shit you know don't know can fill a library. And if you
That's
keep
why they
that
take
concept,
libraries
you'll
away.
be fine. That's right.
They take libraries away. They
It's
burn their
about-
books.
What they say, killing the school. They don't
Yeah,
want to.
even in
They don't want
schools,
you to learn
the
certain
schools.
stuff.
Man, let me tell you something. My son is in school right now. I've been giving them teachers hell. Hell.
That's right.
Because it's all a point system. It's not about teaching them. They're trying to make sure they can still get their funding.
That's right.
So there's a certain amount of percentage of the point system that they gotta have. So that's why they don't teach them. They prepare them to take a test.
There you go. The art of remembering.
I'm telling you.
They got rid of cursive. They got all
Man,
the
I'm
things
more
we
than
learned.
clothes, man. We can get into it. We can talk about it.
Yeah, that's what we need. We
But you
need
know
that
what? I'm
life
gonna tell you
talk.
something. And then I'm gonna let you go on this because I know we gotta, tighten things up. But listen, I'm gonna tell you the biggest crime that I've seen in my community, right? When I look around and see young brothers who don't travel, they don't go anywhere.
Because
Their whole world is
because
what
they
they
live in
want,
locked
what
up
they
and don't
do.
realize they free.
It's amazingly crazy. And it's hard to talk to them about Cuba.
How can
or
you travel-
China or Russia, places we done went. And you be like, man, I can tell you things are really moving
But
outside this
fam,
neighborhood.
how can you travel outside of your city or outside of your neighborhood if you're constantly watching their television
Facts.
and they're feeding you
Fair.
fear?
Yeah, they told us Africa terrible. Everybody got big bellies
You
and
go
stuff.
over there, you gonna catch
But
something.
not even,
you find out.
but not even
What the
Africa.
fuck going on?
They're telling you Northwest is terrible. They're telling you Southeast is terrible.
right.
So then the people are like, oh, I ain't going. I'm gonna stay right here in my own neighborhood where I'm comfortable.
Boxing you in. You
So
right.
they're not growing
Yeah.
because they're putting fear in their hearts.
Right. You
They're
right.
telling everything is dying. Most of the time, those are planned crimes.
That's right.
If we really want to talk, it ain't us out here doing that. It's planned crimes.
Right.
They put people and pay them and tell them to go to the neighborhood and go do this. The government is a motherfucker. They are the biggest fucking pimps
The
there
US
is.
government.
They might cancel y'all after because we start
Biggest
talking
mafia.
government. I start digging in their ass,
Phone
yo.
call.
Hey, listen,
My
you know-
computer monitor is starting to glitch right now.
Just
I mean, that's definitely. I mean, we live in, for all intents and purposes, in DMV area. We live in the center of this universe. As far as, politically, a little bit financially, and all that. New York is finance capital of the world, but it all starts and ends here in
Ebou,
DC.
what are the most things they putting in DC right now?
Shit. Right now,
Yeah, what are the things that you see pop up more than anything in DC right now?
condo buildings, apartment buildings.
Tobacco stores.
No.
Oh,
What?
Restaurants, lounges, and
Restaurants,
apartments that
lounges.
you can walk to. All they want you to do is do TikTok dance videos and come drink and eat and go to sleep. When the whole world is passing us by.
pass.
Let me tell you something, man. Broke people vote, rich people lobby.
You hear that, Jane? Rich people lobby. You better start
And the
lobbying.
difference between that, when you're voting, you're not even voting for the right people. You're voting off emotions.
That's right.
If you want something done, you gotta lobby. You gotta be like, you gotta get into these campaigns and like, look, what are you gonna do for me to get my vote?
That's right.
No way.
And we don't have a community. I'm so tired I'm hearing black people saying our community. We don't have a community. We have a neighborhood.
That's it.
A community is a community where you got money that's going back into the community and it's staying in the community and you're growing and there's jobs provided and everybody is doing well. We have a neighborhood. We don't have a community. And we got to stop that bullshit.
My man.
Well said. Shit. Yeah, I don't know what to say after that.
We know these things, man. We understand that, man. And it's time that, we do come together, man. As we mature, as we get the experiences and get the knowledge, then we definitely got to have these conversations.
Absolutely.
So that we can take the walk together.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Everything do start, lobby level. And my mother been telling me that for years,
Yeah, bro.
So...
Yeah, we got an election coming up.
Shit, they voting right now in Virginia.
Yeah.
They voted in 15 states.
Yeah, 15 states.
Yeah, Super Tuesday. It's Super Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, everybody make sure get out and vote. Make sure you know what these candidates are actually
And then I'm about to make your listeners mad right now.
Don't do that.
Go ahead.
I can feel the Trump coming.
Stop voting just Democrats.
Right.
Vote for somebody that's going to really do something for your neighborhood. Mm-hmm. I don't care if they're Republican or not.
Vote your interests.
You got to vote what's going to benefit your interests and what you're going to get out of it, and they're going to really do something for it. Because the biggest gains is Democrats and Republicans.
Right.
So we got to stop saying Democrats is the best. Democrats ain't doing shit.
Right.
They're all the same. They're all the same. They have their own interests at their feet and their heart, and that's
Democrats want us to die. Republicans want us to die, and the Democrats don't want to do shit. They don't want us to live. I'm just telling you.
Well,
Republicans want us to die, and Democrats don't want us to live.
They want to hold us back.
Well, you got people that come to your neighborhood. Notice something. A lot, even with our local, everything starts at local level.
Everything, bro.
When I don't see you for 3 years, and then you come back on campaign season, and that's when we had this conversation, I don't want nothing to do with you. I need to see you off season talking to me about how you gonna get my vote again.
But we also got to go down to them offices too.
You got to.
We got a mob down there too.
But you can't. They won't listen to you until you have something tangible.
Oh, absolutely.
You gotta have something tangible for them to pay attention to you.
Yeah.
The whole levels of it is. It starts with community.
But how many black families you think got plans and visions that they haven't acted on because they don't know? And then if we get this out there, then we can come together. And they plan or they vision might be something for the community.
But there's some good things that's happening because there's 40 black couples that just stored 100 acres and they building a whole black community on there. They building the houses, they got the land and everything going on like that. So we waking up. It's just they not talking about it.
Yeah, but
they're not broadcasting.
It's the opposite of the empty drum syndrome. If you make noise in a spot, they'll pay you some attention. If you quiet and you're a drone and you walk then they won't pay you no attention. So it's really as much noise as you can make when it comes to your community. I'll give you my good word. It sounds small and simple, but I've seen people start just making noise at committee meetings, at just meetings, and coming out talking.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you in the neighborhood, you got to go to the meetings. You got to take a stand. And if we come 10, 15,
there you go,
deep,
right,
with the plan, like you said.
I agree.
Because we came together and had that
until then, think about this. We still talking the same shit that our grandparents and grandparents was talking about.
No question.
We still talking the same shit.
Shit.
Nothing is going to change unless you come together and you got money and capital.
Facts.
And organization.
And it has to be organized. So if you go to a council member and say, hey, if you want this neighborhood's votes, it's 500 of us over here. You want our votes?
Absolutely.
We want a library, or we want to get rid of this. We want stores. We want medical attention down here. All that. They're gonna pay attention because they need them votes.
Gotcha.
And until we come like that, they brushing us off. You ever think about some of these politicians that go to these people's houses and they chill out and they have private dinners? Yeah. Those are private dinners that's donating.
That's right.
Because they're donating and saying, if I give you this money, this is what I need in return.
Man,
that's how it works, man. That's how it works. Ain't nothing changed.
When y'all getting these Jews, man, when y'all getting these Jews, y'all gotta take them and put them in your mind and use them.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
And most importantly, act. Like I'm a big proponent of, like, everybody wants to talk this and talk that, whatever that may be, politics, business, whatever. Yeah, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to organize this, we need to organize that, but don't nobody do shit. At the end of the day, you just sit there waiting for somebody else to do it.
Because they ought to do it. Because before they go into office, that's why I said Stop fucking with the president's situation. Every president that go into office, they have an agenda for them 4 years already planned out that they have to do.
Period.
Already, period.
Favors
So they're
and
not
old.
coming in to save us. They're not coming in to do any of that shit. They already have an agenda that they've already programmed that they have to do. This is what we want for these 4 years for you if you want to stay in office. But then also, too, no matter what he does, if we're not controlling the Senate,
That's right.
it don't mean shit because all they're going to do is veto it.
That's right.
So then now they vetoing with the Senate. Why are we worrying about it? We got to worry about the immediate, get the right person in the neighborhoods that we're living in. The council members, the mayors in our area, all of that. Those are the ones. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Manbury was the best
goddamn
fucking
mayor in the history of the goddamn
ever.
Okay, that's right.
You lucky I ain't wear my sweatshirt with that. You know?
Now, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people don't know this though, cause we didn't have a lot of mayors, right? Mayor Washington was our first mayor.
Right.
Marion Bird was our second.
He was the
mayor.
second.
So we didn't have like that.
But let's talk
he
about-
was the greatest. Y'all can talk till your ass fall off. Marion Barry did more for our city. If you look at his real track record, we're not talking about his personal life. That's his personal business. I'm talking about his track record. My man will tell you the things that man did and the limbs that
But
he
when I
went out
came in,
on
man, he gave me a government job.
was incredible.
Summer.
That's what he
Come
was
on,
doing.
man. Some of you job,
Some of you
man.
job, bro. But let me tell you something.
That's what's needed now.
Everybody.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna end this open. Like,
Go ahead.
Marion he was the GOAT when they charged him with cocaine. And the community and the city loved him so much they
put him
still
back in
brought him back in the office.
Put him back in
That's some G shit, B.
And I'm gonna tell you how much but how much they hated. They took DC's right to govern away from him and gave
it back after he left. After he left.
That's how bad they hated him.
Yep.
But guess what?
He really couldn't do
We
shit
put
when
him
he
in
came
there.
back.
We put him in there, and we stayed with him to the
They
end.
took all his rights away.
That's right. And guess what? One
You
thing
know,
about it.
you know who has the biggest budget out of any mayor in the country?
Go ahead.
DC. Their bond, the amount of money that they have, is insane, bro. She has more access to more money than any mayor in the country.
And we about to make a mistake again.
the tickets
the mistake
alone.
we're making again right now.
Should be enough.
But listen,
No,
ticket
just no,
pool.
not,
No,
no,
we don't get money for the tickets like that.
I'm talking about the access of money that she has outside of the tickets. Every city, every mayor's city, they have a certain amount of access and a budget.
That's right.
She has the largest budget in any mayor in the country.
But with that being said, listen, fellas, I'm gonna tell y'all some good shit about the mayor and what's going on in our town, right? Like right now, we live through the crack era. We watch us take our control, right, and hand it to politicians to make laws up that they didn't study to implement in our communities. We doing it again right now with all the violence that's going on in the district. We about to pass that same power, but they just ruled it tonight. They voted tonight. I want y'all to know that. They voted on a DC crime bill tonight.
Oh, I saw that.
And they about to lock our babies up. And they about to send them away. And we're going to be trying to explain this shit 10 years from now.
They doing what New York doing.
I'm trying to tell you.
New York have, if it's 3 or more gatherings,
Say it again.
they got the right to come over and pull you over.
Don't
frisk you,
let
and
them
ask
do
you
that.
everything.
These people who don't know shit about us trying to tell us how to govern. We can figure this shit out in our own communities. We don't need somebody from the outside deciding how much money and where funding go in our communities.
They better
I'm
hope
done
that
with
search and frisk don't come back.
Come on, man. Stop and frisk with serious.
They better hope.
Some way it
They
will.
better hope that don't come back.
Now we got all political, man. We done got off
know,
clothes.
man. I know.
We done hopped in prison suits.
He was saying that you was gonna get pregnant this year.
Yes, sir.
On that note,
And that we got it, my man. Got it.
yeah, we're gonna put a pin on it right
Doing the
there.
Bugs Bunny. That's all.
But
folks.
Kaz, we appreciate you.
Hey, George,
Let them know where they can find you, Kaz, on social media and everything
I'm
else.
Instagram on KAS Lifestyle. That's my personal page. My business page is Kenny Kas Clothing. Facebook is Kenny Kas Flanagan. And then, man, hey, listen. I got 2 things I want y'all to remember. Stop rushing to be known and take your time to be remembered. And stop wasting your voice on people that only deserve your silence. And stop listening and sitting around people that's not cheering for you because they're waiting for you to fail.
There we go. Appreciate you, brother.
1, 2, 3, we out.
Out. Ebou Taal,
Jane Doe.
Kaz.
Oh, my bad, Kas. I'm sorry. I thought that was my bad.
Big Rob 5826, man. This was great for me today. Go ahead.
Man, and your boy Eddie B, man. Great episode, man. Appreciate you, Kas.
No, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank
Till
y'all
the
for
next
having me.
time.
Thank y'all for having me.
Bang, bang. Let's get that out.
Every day, new day, new day, do things like my life a movie. Hey. Every day, new day, move things, do things like my life a movie. Hey. Every day, new day, new day, do things like my life a movie. Hey. Every day, new day, move things, do things like my life a movie. Hey. Pull up in the big man range, straight to the stage, make a big man play. Trade 5 others, our big man.